Project Debut 3, now custom. Paint was wrapped around the sides, including the back. Color of choice is called Black Diamond. That's why it has a little bit of a flaking in it. Color of choice for the stripe is called Something Wicked. It's a candy color. There is a silver metallic base coat underneath it. It continues to wrap around the back, and again wraps around the front. Clear coated, block sanded, clear coated again, block sanded, and then buffed out to a high gloss finish. Upgrades for this: well, an acrylic platter, a 2M Autofon cartridge, and then I'll be doing a setup on this shortly. And if you want to watch, you can. If not, well, you have that option as well. Alright, let's get to it. You know, there are a lot of cartridge alignment tools for turntables. Some of them are made out of paper, some of them are made out of acrylic, some of them are mirrored, some of them ain't worth a shit. And I gotta say, this guy here, Grimm's, you can find him on eBay. He needs to start making more of these for different cartridges, because I gotta tell you, this thing works really nice, very simple to use. It's a no-brainer as far as aligning your cartridge properly. And if you have it set up proper in the one area, when you move this to the next part, it just drops right in. So I'm gonna go ahead and start showing you guys how this works. So right now, the stylus has been removed off the cartridge. The cartridge is loose on the tone arm, so it could be moved around. You can kind of see here, it's kind of just flopping around and whatnot. So you place the cartridge on top of this, and you kind of like wiggle it around, and it will just like fall right into place with a little bit of pressure on it. And then you take your screwdriver, not over tightening these, you know, this is not we're not working on cars over here where we're wrenching everything. Kind of snug this up a little bit and pick it up. Like I said, it drops right in. It's kind of snug and it fits really nice. Put your tone arm back, move this over to the next spot, bring your tone arm over to it. You're gonna have to move, and it just falls right into place. You gotta love when shit does that. I mean, it's just there. So what I'm going to do is loosen this a little bit, just a little, to see if it has to wiggle in or move or do anything else, which is not. And I'm going to go ahead and tighten this up. Again, don't have to wrench it, just want to snug it up really good. Make sure it doesn't come loose at all at any time when you're using the turntable. There you go. Pick up your cartridge, put it back, or pick up your tone arm, and then one more test. It falls right in. You can't beat a setup like that. It's just perfect. There's can't ask for anything more. I mean, a lot of these cartridges, like if I were to use the piece of paper, or if I were to use say the acrylic one that I have, it would be hard to align this with the lines because you can't see through the head shell on this side. You would have to kind of go over on an angle like this somehow and just align the lines on it. Now if this was a J or an S style tone arm, that I can use the piece of paper, I can use the acrylic, you know, I can use the mirrored one, and I'll be able to align this properly. But for something like this, wow, just drops right in, and it works out perfect. So now I want to get into the weight. So again, this is going to be a no-brainer. Pretty simple, pretty easy. put the stylus back on the cartridge, because you're going to need the weight of the stylus to end up getting the tone arm to free float. And you have to put the weight on the back of the tone arm in order to do this as well. So right now we are pretty much zero. There's no plus or minus up or down on this, and I am even on my gauge. Hopefully the camera's picking that up as well. I'm not holding it too much of an angle to show that it's off or anything, but I eyeballed it pretty good, and I am pretty much level. So now to use the Stylus downforce gauge and get this thing properly set up. Alright, so with the tone arm back in home position, you want to turn the dial that is on the weight to 0, and there is a line right there to kind of match them up, which, to be honest with you, it really doesn't matter, because we got this here. Now I'm going to turn this on. It's recommended that you calibrate it with this 5-gram weight. So put this on here. There you go. Now the downforce of this needle by Otofon is recommended for a 1.8 gram. So we'll go ahead and put this on here. See, it's kind of still free flowing a little bit. This is 1.8. So we are at 1.39 right now. So I've got to raise this, hold this up, and turn it back slowly. Until it reaches the recommended downforce that is required. Getting close. There we are. Oh. Just breathing on this thing will change this. So I got 1.8. Turn this a little bit more. 1.5, 1.7. 1.9. Yeah, try to get this perfect, right? 1.8. There we go. Well, 1.9. There we go. 1.8. All right, so that's taken care of. Now we have the anti-skate, which is the counterweight that goes over here and is on this pin right here. So go ahead and shut this off. So setting the anti-skate on this is a little bit different than a normal tone arm. Okay, normal tone arms go by grams, and they have a kind of like a little thumb screw type knob on the side of it, to where you would set the counterweight balance and then set your anti-skate the same number as you would set your counterweight balance, and that gives it enough force to where the needle is going to kind of stay steady in a position and not ride one side or the other side of the wall of the record, trying to keep that needle kind of center into position so it rides the groove, plays the music the way it's supposed to be played. This one here is a little bit different. This has a post on there with 3 rings cut out on it, and it's measured by the mass of the cartridge, which in this case here, the mass of the cartridge is going to be 1.8 grams. Well, this is done in mNs. So you got to convert that to find out what exact ring you have to put your weight on in order to have this set up properly. So the first ring, which is closer to the pivot point of the tone arm, is a 10 to 15 mN. The middle is a 15 to 20 mN, and the last is 20 mN and bigger. So luckily there is a conversion online that you can kind of go to and figure this out. So here I've got the website up, and I'm measuring in mNs. So I need to know what 1.8 grams is in mNs. So that's telling me it's 17 0.65197 mHz. All right, so this is telling me that I would go with the middle setting on that pin rather than the other two, and that should be set up properly. Alright, so last but not least is setting the azimuth, which means that the needle, the stylus, is squared to the album and is not on any type of an angle to where it would be writing one side wall of the groove of the album or the other. And this one looks like it's pretty much set up okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start playing. Alright, so I just took the album out of the package. I couldn't do it with one hand. Alright. Wow, remember those prices? $4.99 for an album? Yeah, unreal. This is the album, 12-inch single. Here's the album. Well, let's play the album. Turn the power on. Here we go.
Yo, that piano's kind of funky. Let me get some beat with it. Oh, yeah, it's freaking me, it's freaking me. Yo, since we got this slamming track kicking, I feel it's only right that I drop another funky rhyme too. And it goes something like this. As I approach the microphone and prepare for the intro, I think about the crowd cause I know that it's been so long since you've heard a song strong as Hercules. Brothers in line and dissing girls wanna flirt with these. So I guess not born is into mannequin. Suspense has you frozen, stiff as a mannequin, waiting for the next rhyme to flow out. Well, the wait is over, now I'm gonna turn the show out. With rhymes galore, never to bore, hype to the core, so you know I got more of the style you love to hear. Never fear, scream, shout, yell, get up and cheer. As I prepare to get wicked, you might need counseling, my rap's addictive. You simply can't get enough of the style that stays smooth as each line gets rougher, making it hard to resist me. MCs ask for pointers and ladies wanna kiss me, so I assume my popularity's increasing. But I'm not ceasing, I'll keep releasing hit after hit to show and prove that I'm legit. I'll never quit, so now your ducks are having fits. You might think that you can step to this, but yo, I ain't doing the diss.
Alright, that's enough of that, right? Alright. She works. She doesn't sound bad at all. And, yep, on eBay she goes.